Hey everyone, it's Ivan with KidBadger.com out here for another episode of the 2021 Coast to Coast Tour. Picking up where we left off in another kind of shady Motel 6. Why do we keep making poor decisions? I don't know, but woke up there in Grand Junction, got a pretty early start and got on the road. I will say that day was pretty amazing. We ended up driving essentially up the western slope, the Rockies, going from Grand Junction all the way up, crossing, I guess, through, because we ended up driving through this giant tunnel, driving through the Rockies, coming out the other side, going past like Vail, Breckenridge, all these really cool places that honestly had never been through, didn't really know where they were. And then coming down through Denver, eventually turning, I guess, south when we got there, and then cutting down. And in that one day, basically going, I want to say it was like 669 miles, all said and done. And finally making our way, cutting through the northeast corner of New Mexico, and then finally down into Texas, ending last night, I guess, down by Amarillo, I guess that would be. And really incredible though. I mean, I guess a lot of people don't probably travel too much like through the US, but in that one day, just seeing this massive variation in both temperature as well as geography. I mean, going from essentially the drier side of the Rockies over there by Grand Junction, going up through, still snow on some of the mountains, driving past these amazing rivers, some waterfalls, then coming down, going into high desert, all these different mesas, and then finally ending down there in Texas, like flat plains. Really, really cool cruising across there. After having some dinner, because we were starving, it was like, okay, what do we want to do? Here's what's gonna happen. It's already late. We're not gonna be able to swim in the pool, sorry boys, tonight. So do we wanna actually get a hotel to basically just sleep in and then wake up and then grind out more miles? The answer was no. So once again, ended up in a Walmart parking lot, busted out all the sleeping pads and sleeping bags, in part because probably one of the cooler nights, and probably the coolest night we're gonna have for the rest of the trip. About 60 degrees, and it was actually raining some too. All these different kind of variations in weather as we were going too, but ended up settling in for actually a pretty decent night's sleep there in the parking lot. That next morning, it was time to grind out the rest of the miles. So after packing up all of our bedding stuff, settled in, started grinding them out. Basically heading from Amarillo down, I guess kind of bypassing around Fort Worth area, and then making our way on down towards Houston. Eventually we stopped a little north of Houston at, again, a ghetto Motel 6. Pretty sure there's nothing but razor blades and cigarette butts in the parking lot, but they did have a pool and they do allow pets. So the boys and I spent a little bit of time enjoying ourselves in the pool before we settle in for another night's sleep. That right there brings us up to date on the 2021 Coast to Coast Tour. Be sure to join us as we continue the journey, making our way down to the Ranch TX, which will be where we're gonna have our next range day. But as always, thanks for joining us at KidBadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.